Good afternoon. I am a little bit crazed right now. I have been so busy and life has just been, I don't know if you guys are this way at all, but I am a routine kind of person. And so when I get off my routine, I kind of stress out a little bit, and being gone from the house for so long put me behind on my routine. And then there was a few other things that came up, like I was farm sitting, and we had friends come over, and these are all wonderful things, and I am just incredibly grateful and thankful that I got to go, that we had the friends over, that I get to farm sit, but it kept putting me more and more behind on my routine. And so now I'm in overwhelmed mode, and I don't even really want to start anything because I just feel so behind. I don't know if you guys ever feel that way, but I'm going to do a little avoidance, which is just going to add to the trouble, I'm sure. But I'm going to do a little bit of garden therapy. I'm going to go out. I'll probably end up filming my part 3 of the herb garden tour, which is going to be based off of the food forest herbs. But I'm just going to kind of show you some stuff that I really enjoy and soothes my soul. So this isn't going to be necessarily a tour. This is just going to be a, hey, isn't this cool? Look at this different stuff kind of things that I'm excited about. Yes. Okay. So here we go. Oh, and by the way, my name is Ruth, and I'm with Fae Hollow Homestead, and these are my gardens. So I took off the front edge of this fence, and that kind of created a much better effect on my garden, and I love it a lot. You can see my lamb's ears. I needed to deadhead those a little bit more. I got a little bit behind on that, but there's new growth coming up, so that'll fill in really quickly. There's some dill and stuff like that, but I mean, it's so beautiful. The Nanking cherry back here is just like exploding, and I like to put things in front of the rock wall as well. These came up naturally, and they're a little bit wild and crazy, and they're sticking out a little bit, but I like it. My husband likes it. We like the ferns in there. We like to have like the lemon balm spilling out. I planted this tomato and this tomato because I had some extras, and I really didn't think they were going to do well because this is a partially shaded area, but this is actually my first tomato to have flowers on it, so that's really exciting. Another exciting thing, my tobacco is growing, and I did not plant this tobacco. This is self-seeded from last year, and there's a whole bunches of it coming up. There's whole bunches of it coming up on this side. My chase tree is doing well. It's good stuff. But let me show you something that I'm like the most excited about. My lavender hedge is starting to bloom. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And it goes all the way down. And so this fall, I'm going to cut this back, and it's going to get bushier, and it will still continue to grow and have the flowers next year. When you cut lavender to do like dried lavender bouquets, you want to cut it at this stage. But I'm not going to do that with this row. This row is my purely decorative for the bees hedge of lavender. When the lavender up there grows up, I will cut that back. But this is my front yard. This is my entrance to my house. I'm gonna let this kind of just do its thing, and I just think it's beautiful. I'm really excited about my hen and chicks. I separated a pack of them. It was in one box, but there's like 13 hen and chicks staying on top, and I separated each one and stuck them in different places. Every single one I planted is sending offshoots now and spreading, which is just glorious. This is my lavender I planted last year from seed. I did not expect that to bloom this year. It's very exciting. I've got some plants that I want to get in the ground as I go out and make my way to the food forest. So I'm gonna stick this in here. This is some horse mint monarda, and then this is it's a borage plant. That's what it is. And I got this from my friend Allie in Indiana when I went to go visit her. She's an avid gardener as well. I am so thankful for my friends. And plants, I plant a lot of plants for like heart reasons. Like I have a memorial garden for my dad. I have a lily plant that kind of represents the love and friendship that I have for my friend Rachel. And now I have this borage plant that I get to plant that will kind of represent Allie and all my time that I spent in Indiana. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so what else brings me joy? My pumpkin patch. I am delighted with this. If I get one from each row, each type of pumpkin that I planted, I'm going to consider this a success. So, and I was a little bit worried about this hill because, one, grass is growing. I'm not too worried about that though. But two, it's not as sunny as a pumpkin patch should be. Like this gets sun half the day, and I would rather have a pumpkin patch that has full sun the whole time. But enough pumpkin plants are growing that I'm feeling confident that I'm going to have somewhat of a good harvest this year of some pumpkins. So you can see, got some pumpkin, and not all these are pumpkins. Some of them are squash. Pumpkin. I'm just gonna say pumpkin for all of them. Pumpkin. I mean, they're looking good. We did lose our bees, and that was disheartening as all get out, but luckily a friend had another swarm that they gave to us, so we have bees again. The bee thing, I'm kind of keeping my hands off that a little bit more, just because my mother-in-law and I went into it together, and I did a bunch of research. She did a bunch of research. Our research conflicts, and it's not worth getting in an argument over, in my book, and I'm sure she feels the same way. And so I'm gonna kind of let her do that. If she wants my help, I will absolutely help her, but who's to say that my way is the right way? You know, like, I could be wrong. She got her research done. I mean, it's not like she just is, you know, going out there willy-nilly. She researched, and so she might have come across something, but I'm kind of letting her do that more, just because I got other stuff that I'm doing too. And I think honestly that she has wanted bees for much longer than I've wanted bees. This is just kind of a homesteading has been a new dream for me within like the last 8 years. She has been out on this property with her husband and even dreaming about this property. I mean, they've been out here for like, they've had this property for about 20 years. They dreamt about buying this property for probably 10 years before that. And so maybe even 20 years before that. So she's been dreaming about bees for much longer than the 8 years that I have. And so I do not want to step on her toes. And when you are homesteading with somebody else who has different ideas than you, that's okay. just be respectful and kind, right? So yeah, that's the bees. But I am so excited about the pumpkins. The chickens are getting through the fence, much like my cat just went through the fence. They're going, some of the smaller ones are able to wedge through those bigger holes. So I've got this chicken wire that I gotta put along the base of that. Just things to tick off, right? And I've got 2 beds from the lavender hill that I need to really weed because they're starting to look like this. I don't want to put mulch down on here because lavender does not do well with mulch though, so that, and I don't have a lot of mulch. I used all my mulch and I'm waiting for new mulch to be available. So, okay, there's more. Okay, so something else that I'm really excited about are these grapes. I am enraptured with these grapes right now. I need to get up here and I need to prune a lot, but I mean, there's a list a mile long of things I need to be doing right now. But let me show you these grapes. Look at these. I mean, they're quite literally everywhere. Look, there's a big bunch right there. And they're just all the way down. My lilies are blooming. I'm so excited about that. My daisies, this is my dad's favorite flower. That's gonna start blooming really soon. That's very exciting. My roses. I gotta come out here and I gotta pluck some of these rose petals off and dry those. But look at, I'm gonna get some really amazing hips this year. And what? Oh man, I got apples on this tree. I did not want apples. I'm gonna take those off. I did not want apples on this tree. But good on it for trying and doing such a good job, you know, but this is the first year I planted this tree. It needs to focus on leaves or roots rather than on growing apples. Look at these white currants. Oh, I'm so excited. This is my first harvest of raspberries. Look at this. I mean, they are so ripe. This is a Glencoe, and wow, that's an emotional response. Oh my goodness. I didn't expect to be emotional about that, but this is bringing back memories of childhood very vividly. Just really, really happy days. And I might just hang out here eating these for a while. Also, Glencoe is thornless. You're welcome. Cannot get better than that. That was so good. I think that was all the therapy I needed right there. But also, can I just show you? Look at this. This is my bee balm. It is ginormous. Oh man, I am just still in raptures about that raspberry. Oh my goodness. Ah. Look at this milkweed that I planted that's coming up and blooming. The fig tree is doing so well. Ah, the marigolds are starting to bloom. The peanuts are starting to do their thing. There was something that I wanted to bring you over here for. What was it? Oh, besides show off this crazy Monarda. Oh my goodness. I wanted to show you this. Elderberry flowers. I guess you can call them elder flowers, but some herbalists say that elderflower tea is actually better for you than elderberry, the actual berry. But I mean, this, I don't know if you remember, but like 2 months ago, I showed you this tree and it was like this tall. But now It's way far above my head. I mean, it had a huge growth spurt. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna gather these flowers and I'm gonna make some sun tea. So my food forest, if you look at it, it's starting to look a little wild. Hummingbird just flew by. And I want it to look wild. I mean, that's the whole point of it for me, is for it to become this wild, glorious, food-dense area that is basically its own ecosystem. And it's doing that. My husband and I were out in the field on his birthday, just having some time together, talking, watching the kids catch fireflies, and we looked over in this area, and over the food forest was a plethora of fireflies, and just immediately over in the garden there was not as many. It was very obvious that this is an ecosystem, whereas that is like a garden, which there's a distinction. I mean, are you creating a garden or an ecosystem? Like they can be both, but a lot of times there's a strong distinction between the two. Oh, here's some of our honeybees. Let me show you. Now, I couldn't promise you that these are our honeybees, but those are definitely honeybees. And they are loving on these poppies. And let me show you these. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? I mean, they're called black hollyhocks. They're definitely like a dark violet purple, but they are so dark that they look black, and they are just stunning. They are just stunning. And I've been waiting 2 years for these. Can I point out this kiwi and how absolutely crazy it is? I mean, it looks like something from Dr. Seuss. I mean, it's really going crazy. That just makes me really happy. How'd I look? I'm so excited. Okay, so the mulberries are blue. I mean, there's so much going on right now. I am just really grateful and thankful. But it's wild and wonderful in here. And things are overlapping and it looks messy. But so do English gardens, you know? And there's a charm in an English garden. And there's also like the fact that it just got done raining torrential downpours. And so things are falling over a little bit, like this mullein right here. Oh, look at this butterfly bush right here. Oh, good stuff. So anyway, that did it for me. I'm feeling much better, less stressed, more ready to take things on. And I just got to keep reminding myself, take one thing at a time, right? Just one thing at a time, and much can be accomplished. So thank you for joining me today, guys. I hope you liked it. I know you're not here with me, but I hope that it brought you some joy and some peace as well if you're feeling any kind of stress or frustrations. It's something that only the garden can do. Oh, anyway, please like and subscribe and do the notifications. That helps me, and it's very encouraging to me. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day and stay blessed.